If you want a Madden 25 run scheme that is dominant and easy to rack up lots of yards against Madden 25's toughest defenses, look no further. We have exactly what you're looking for. If you guys are new to my channel and like Madden 25 run tips videos like this, make sure you subscribe. Also, smash the like button. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you won't miss any new uploads. Also, comment on the video. It really helps my video get more exposure on YouTube. Thanks guys, I appreciate everything you do for me. Let's get into the breakdown of the video. Today's Madden 25 run scheme is out of the Gun Bunch X Nasty formation, and the runs are inside zone, halfback base, motion outside zone, counter Y, and motion RPO zone alert. Okay, now this is the first play, the motion outside zone, okay? I'm going to always pay attention to the outside guy, this guy right here. Now, once that auto motion starts, sometimes that outside guy on that defensive line will change. That's the guy I immediately look at. Now, based upon what this guy does, if he goes to the outside, if he pursues the defense and pursues the offense on the outside, I cut it back to the inside. If he immediately comes to the inside, then that's when I would take it to the outside. So that's what I always pay attention to when I'm running this motion outside zone or any outside zone or stretch play. Okay. So right there, if 52 is now the guy I'm looking at. He goes to the outside. I try to get this to the inside and go up the field. Okay. I try to get this to go up the field. If I take that to the outside, now right here, if I take that to the outside, I'll get tackled in the backfield. But right here, this is where it helps to have your audible set up. I'm still going to run it just to show you guys you can run it in this type of defense. But if you're in the game and they have decent run defense, audible to a run going to the side that is in your favor. Okay, we are audible to this run, but I'm still going to run this, guys, and show you that you can still run it. When we break down the defense just changed. But anyway, now I'm looking at this guy right here. Okay, I'm looking at that guy right there, standing right there where that tight end was. He went to the outside. I'm keeping this to the inside and just picking my yards up. Okay, so that's how I run my run scheme. Okay, right here, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm not going to audible. I'm looking at this guy right here. This is the guy I'm looking at. Based on where he goes is what I'm going to do. He goes to the inside. I'm going to keep it to the outside and pick my yards up. That's how you run this motion outside zone to the best of its ability. Okay? If you run it any other way, you're going to get tackled in the backfield and it's not going to work. Look at that guy. He immediately gets pushed. He's going to the inside. Okay? His initial step is to the inside. We have that tight end and everybody going out there, and we're best to go out here and pick up yards. If we go to the inside, look, if we try to cut that back to the inside, I don't know. Actually, we probably could have. Yeah. This guy's actually on the outside. We probably should have cut it to the inside. So we're looking at that guy standing up right there on the end. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? You get to push to the inside. We go to the outside on that gap. Go to the outside. What are you doing? The guy's standing up right there on the end. Inside. We're taking this to the outside. He went straight inside. We take it to the outside and pick up a lot of yards. Okay, we do this a few more times. We're looking at the guy standing up. Did you change? Yes. Now we're looking at the guy kneeling down. He's pushed to the outside. We stay to the inside. He got pushed to the outside. We stayed to the inside. Look at the guy standing up. You're still standing up right there on the end. Coming to the outside, we're going to take it to the inside. That's how you run any outside zone run play. Okay? Get pushed to the inside. We're taking it to the outside. Okay. Almost got a touchdown. Let's get into the breakdown of the counter Y. Now, this is the counter Y. a really great play if ran correctly. If not ran correctly, this can be one of the worst runs in the game. But if ran correctly, it can be a decent run. Like a mediocre, really good run. But especially if you've been running this outside zone, that motion outside zone, and that halfback base, which we'll break down later, you can always audible to this and completely catch your opponent off guard. Okay? Now, when you run this play, your lead blocker is going to be your tight end. Okay? We're going to let him come over and block. We'll also have a pulling guard. This is a great power run. You have to let these guys get over and block. The best way I found out how to do this is you go straight. You don't immediately cut it to the outside. You go straight behind those blockers, and then that's when you get it up the field and then to the outside. So we're running a few times. You have to get behind these blockers. Get behind the blockers. Let them block, and then go upfield. Okay? Let them come over there. Let them block, and then go upfield. If you immediately go to the outside, we'll show you what happens. Immediately go to the outside, right here, everything just messes up. Go straight up. I kind of go in like a moon shape or a curve. I go in a little bit, get behind those blockers, and then I go up the field. Behind those blockers, and then go up the field. Eventually, when you get up the field into that secondary, get it to the outside. Okay? Let those blockers come over there. Let them come over there and be patient. Don't immediately just run that to the outside. Okay? Here's us running it immediately to the outside. Just run it to the outside. Oh man, everything just gets messed up. Now, if they're blitzing in any of these runs, if they're overloading the box and blitzing, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But when they're not blitzing, as long as you're patient and let those blockers develop, you will get yards. And that is the thing of the scheme, to just keep getting yards, to make those 4th and 3s or those 3rd and 2s pickups easy, okay? Now this right here, and we always check the run fits. We always check to see if we have more blockers than they have defenders. More or equal is where you want to run that ball. And when you check that, it'll tell you, it'll show the green. I'm on PS5, so I would hold down R2, and that shows me that it's preferably better for me to run it to the left, because they only have 3 defenders on the left, and I have a possibility of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. I'm not counting my center. I have an offensive tackle, an offensive guard on the left. I have a pulling guard from the right, and a tight end. So that's why the box is green. It's showing me that I have equal or more blockers for this run. So if we run this correctly, we should get a lot of good yards. For some reason, we had some block shed there, but we'll run this one more time right here. This is a good run. As long as we're patient and let those guys block, you'll always pick up yards. Don't overrun that counter. Get behind those blockers, let those blockers block for you, and then pick your yards up. Let's get into the breakdown of the next run play. Now this is the inside zone. Whenever I run this play, I always aim for that A gap to the right of the center, okay? And then I just always I'm patient, and I just go up that A gap, okay? No matter what the defense looks like, I'll always aim for this gap right there. And then you're not holding turbo. You don't hold turbo until you get into the open. If you hold turbo, you'll get block sheds, okay? And you're not able to make moves and see things develop, okay? If you're holding turbo, you don't see that stuff develop, so you can't run those plays like that. But right here, we're running right here. We see that block shed happen, okay? If I go in that A gap like I intentionally wanted, if I'm holding turbo, I'm running into that gap, I get block shedded. But we're patient. We're not holding turbo. We're allowed to see that develop and get it to the outside and run it up and pick up a lot more yards. So always aim for that gap, and then we're just running the ball and just picking up our yards. Okay? Here, let's just pick yards up. And again, this scheme, you will pick yards up, okay? You won't have a lot of breakout crazy runs, but eventually it will happen. Let it happen. Those runs will come, okay? But you're not going to have a home run every time. But if you're consistently dominating the run game on this guy, picking up a lot of yards, getting 5, 6, 7, 8 yards each time, when you go into the pass, this guy will not be ready. Your opponent will not be ready. He will think you're doing another run because you've been doing really good and consistent. Okay? Let those blocks develop and just pick those yards up, guys. Let's get into the breakdown after one more time of the next run play. Domination. Domination. Okay, this is a halfback base. A really great play if you run it this way. All right? We have a pulling guard. I'm always going to let that pulling guard lead the block. And I'm going to react on how he blocks, okay? So I'll get right behind him, and I'll see how he blocks, okay? Based upon if he blocks his person to the inside, I'll take it to the outside. But we're just going to always look at him. Always look at him. I know he's going to block that guy to the outside, so I take it back to the inside, okay? Now, again, patience is key on these plays. We'll see right here that this pulling guard, I'm just patient. Everybody's doing their job, okay? I know that guy's going to pick that block up, okay, if I'm patient. And I know he's picking that block up. He's blocking that guy to the outside. I cut back to the inside and pick up like 12 more yards, okay? Just be patient. Follow that guy. Right there, he was blocking his guy to the outside. You don't want to overrun that guy. Right here. Okay, he blocked his guy to the outside. We cut it back to the inside. We had to make a little move, but still, it doesn't matter. Okay, blocked his guy to the inside. We went to the outside. And we're just picking up yards, guys. So hard to stop. So hard to stop. Okay? So hard to stop. As long as you're patient and run the ball the right way. Right there. I just tried to cut it back. I didn't follow that guard. Follow the guard. Follow that guard. He'll tell you what to do. Sometimes you can get right behind him. Just get right behind him. Just get right behind him and just react. Once he gets engaged in the block, you react to where you need to go. React to where you need to go, where you think you need to go. But you're following him initially. Initially, we're following him and just picking our yards up, letting him lead the way. He'll tell you where those holes are. He'll tell you. You just let him lead the way. Believe me, he tells you where the holes are. He tells you where those holes in that defense are. It's the way you need to run this. Look at that. We're just picking up a lot of yards on these guys. Now, this is the motion RPO zone alert. Really great play. I look at a few things when I run this play. One, if I can run the ball. We'll show you right here. If we can run the ball, I run the ball diagonally to the line of scrimmage to the right. Okay? I just run it over here. I get it over here and I pick up my yards. Okay? In that case, it was showing we could run it across the board. Okay? In this case, we cannot run it. When we cannot run it, I look to pass. Before I pass, I look. This is possibly a man defense. I look to pass. And if it's man defense, I pass to R1. I look at those cornerbacks. If they're close, I don't like to pass it. If they're backed up, I'll pass it. And they're backed up. They're like 5 yards off. So it's man defense. I'm going to be looking for R1. Okay? Right here. Quick pass to R1 as soon as we get that ball. And then we almost might get a touchdown off of this. Almost. But that's how you read this play. Okay? Pay attention to those cornerbacks. Cornerbacks right here are backed up and they're offset. This is probably a blitz. In this case, when they're blitzing, if it's man defense, I don't even like it. I would swap this play. I will audible to this halfback base, see if we have more blockers over here, and we do. And we know how to run the halfback base. Follow the big boy and just pick your yards up, okay? Don't run that RPO in that scenario because it's going to be a bad outcome. Right here, cornerbacks are backed up, okay? We can't run it. I do like this one. If it's man, I'm going to go to R1. If it's zone, I'm going to go, it's zone. I'm going to immediately go to circle, okay? And look at all these yards we're going to pick up. Okay. Okay, offset, back up. Can't run it. Look to see. This is a zone. This is a zone. Look at circle. Look at circle. Look at how he's open. Right here. Definitely can't run it. Zone. Circle. All right, man. All right, come on. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Do you. Utilize the scheme, man, to dominate the run game.